Hi, how's it going?
Good. We should welcome our friends.
Hold on one sec, I just dropped a stitch.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
Welcome everybody to episode 57 of the Codependent Knitters. I'm here with my friend Lisa.
And I'm here with my friend Dawn.
And we're coming to you from Sarnia, Ontario. And
Muskoka.
And yeah, it's mostly knitting, but we do talk about a lot of other things as well.
We do get mildly distracted.
Yeah. What's new with you?
Not much. We got a new air conditioner, thank heavens, because it's really super hot out. But other than that, nothing. I got COVID and I was really sick, so I still sound kind of funny, but I'm feeling much better. So yeah.
And that's why we delayed recording
and that's why today I don't really have a lot done.
That's okay. I have a few things and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So
there's no quota.
No,
there's no quota. No. Welcome back if you're returning to see us from before, and if you're new, thanks for joining us. Thanks for checking us out. We have a special thing to take care of, which is a giveaway that we did on episode 56, which was this beautiful skein of candied maple on dust fingering from Ginger Snap.
It's gorgeous.
And it's beautiful. And so we asked people to comment using the word maple. So using a random comment picker app that searches on the word maple in comments, we have picked a winner, and I'll put it on the screen here. So congratulations, and get in touch with us, and we will be getting this out to you in the mail shortly. And just FYI, I will probably vacuum pack it to save on our shipping costs. So hope that's okay with everyone. Where we can, we save what we can on shipping. So yeah, so that's fun. And thanks for everyone who commented. We're going to do something similar on today's episode. So I'll go right into that, I guess. Hey.
Yep. Yep.
Our friend Heather of Timber Yarns. So she has these new baby sock blockers, and they are adorable. I need to put something behind them so you can see it. So their little hearts got into them, and I happen to have a baby sock that I was making. I only have one sock done, so I put it on the little sock blocker, and it's just so cute.
So adorable,
isn't it? So I mean, you don't have to block socks, but it does straighten out your stitches. So if they're for gift giving, it does just make the knitting look a lot, just a lot straighter, and those lumps and bumps lay flat if you do decide to block them. And you don't need a sock blocker, but we just think they're so cute. And they're a very ridiculously affordable price. So you can check those out on Timber Yarns. And I have an extra set that I bought to give away. So all you need to do to comment on these or to win these is to comment on the video below.
Baby.
Okay.
Baby.
The word baby. So however you want to do that, like, oh baby, it's hot outside.
Right. I want to see how people use the word. So come on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, we have a lot of maple syrup lovers, so we'll see how many baby lovers we have.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what you have to do before we record again, which we don't know when that'll be, but
it's pretty sporadic.
Watch and win. It is. Well, and I have some vacation planned in the middle of summer, so we'll see. Maybe we can try and record before I go, and then yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So these are adorable, just super cute. I couldn't resist. And we should, since we're doing giveaways, should we just go ahead and do everything else we have?
Might as well.
Okay. So we have 2 make-along prizes today to dole out. The first one was our gnome make-along. Let me just pull that up. so that was the CK gnome along, and we had 36 entries into that. And we kindly asked Siri to pick a winner, and she chose number 35, who is Knitting Heirloom, also known as Bobby in real life. And Bobby, you have won this beautiful skein of lilac breasted roller from Songbird Yarn and Fiber. Isn't that adorable? It's got
beautiful.
all the colors. It's got all the colors.
It's
so
really pretty.
Yeah. So congrats and thank you to everyone who joined in on this make along, because it was a lot of fun. And Lisa's got some gnomes to show you that she was working on coming up. And our second was the Jen Steingass along. So it was any Jen Steingass pattern. We had, I think, 6 entries. Let me go check. I think it was 6. Well, and mine, which I couldn't enter, but 7. So the winner of that one was lucky number 5. And the Ravelry user ID is Camlo. And she actually entered 2. So that's amazing. And the winner was number 5, which was the Forsythian. So I'll put a picture of her project on the screen. And Camlo, you are going to receive a pattern, any Jen Steingass sweater pattern, single pattern. So get in touch with us and let us know which pattern you'd like us to give you. And then also a sweater sized project bag from my shop, which isn't open right now, but it's best thing. So it's quite large and it's quite fun. It's got underwear, bras, panties, and it's a drawstring and it's quite spacious. So you should be able to fit a sweater in this bag. So give us your mailing address as well, and we'll get that out to you in the mail.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. We have 2 more knit-alongs going on. Do you want to talk about those?
The ones we have going on?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have one that's a 3D shape along from May until the end of the year. We're going to go to January, right?
Yeah.
January. And that's any 3D shape. So that can be a stuffy in the shape of a doll or a ball or just anything that's 3D, not a sweater.
Including gnomes. So if you're still doing the year-long gnome that Imagine Landscapes is doing, any gnomes you finish between May and end of the
something
year.
you wouldn't wear because
Yeah. So ornaments for your tree, if you're needing those before Christmas. Yeah. There's all kinds of these little hearts. There's the little bluebird of happiness, which I knit and gave to a friend a while back.
Yeah.
It's just really, that's a really sweet little shape to knit. So, bowls, like things you can use in your home, like a bowl.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that'll be interesting to see what people make and what they do. And
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and 3D shape is one of my favorite things. So yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one is our Love Local, which is a independent dyer, independent yarn store, whether it's bricks and mortar or online, and an independent pattern. And we're going to do, if you do a sweater, for example, and you use an independent designer and you use an independent dyer, that's 2 entries. So put it on the thread twice. So yeah. I think
once for the pattern and once for the materials.
Right.
Yeah. So it can be like a physical yarn store, local yarn store. That's not like a big box chain yarn store. So a local yarn store or an online store, indie dyer, or it could be like a brick and mortar that you can't get to. So you ordered online, anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we've done this every year and it's
my favorite.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorites. So we didn't decide how long do you want to do that for?
Love Local. We'll start now, I guess, right? Or well, do you want to start July 1st or just start when I get it up?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. We usually do it for a few months. So July, August, September,
October.
End of October or beginning of end of September?
End of October.
Okay, end of October. I'm writing this down because I'll forget that we said
I'm with
Okay.
you.
So I think, should we do that one, no whips, or should we do whips?
You know what? I don't want to police it. I don't want to hunt people
Okay.
down to see what the day.
Well, we wouldn't. It would just be on your honor. Okay, so anything you finish then, whip or not, anything you finish between when I put the thread up.
Yes, it has to be finished. It can't be a whip. It has to be finished.
Yeah, finished like not something you finished 2 weeks ago. Finished after it opens. And we actually still have the Musselburgh Mania.
Do you want to just extend that a month?
Yeah, we'll extend that. Yeah. So because I did 2 more to show later on this episode, and I'm seeing more people starting to knit them. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a great gift knit.
Do you want to extend it 2 months? Because it's a really good project for people to just carry when they're on the boat or when they're going out. Do you want to do that? We'll do it to the end of August then.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Just because it's one of those little things you can take with you everywhere. So might as well do it for the summer.
It is. It's great travel knitting, right? Vacation knitting.
Yeah.
And okay, so that is all the make longs.
Yay.
Okay. What are you wearing? Let's do that.
What do you want me to wear? No, just kidding.
It's a family show.
I know, right? So I'm wearing my, I wrote it down. It is my, I think it's called Wild Clover. I did write it down. It's my Wild Clover and it's designed by Alicia Plummmer. And the yarn is very local to me because it's up in Muskoka, Gravenhurst. And it's kettle dyed. And if you look you can see I did alternate skeins. But yeah, and there is a little bit of lace. I'm kind of short. There it is. Can you see it?
It's beautiful.
So yeah, so that was a test knit I did a while back. And
what was the yarn called again?
I don't know which one it is. It's Shelridge Farms.
Okay.
And they're worsted.
Do you remember the colorway?
They're numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of, it's just a number one. So yeah.
Awesome.
So what are you wearing, girlfriend?
Well, because of the heat, I thought I'm going to pull out an old whip. And this is a favorite one. This is the Close to You shawl.
I remember you doing that one.
By Justina Lorkowska, and it's in Malabrigo, the fingering weight Malabrigo in the Anniversario colorway, which has kind of just a little bit of everything. There's blues, reds. Every skein you get is different. Some skeins have a lot more blues and purples. This one was very magenta.
It's very
pretty. But I love the edge. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's a bit of work for blocking than your typical just plain old triangular shawl, but it's worth every moment. And I love it. It's very lightweight. It's just a single skein. Yeah.
It looks good.
Close to you.
Speaking of looking good, I love your hair. You curled it today.
I left it. Well, I left it. So if I leave it to just air dry, or, it does get curly, but because of the humidity, I did have to kind of tame a few ends. But yeah, it's my new alternate look. And if I blow dry it and straighten it, it's very drying.
Yeah.
So it's already drying to get the highlights, but it's different every day. So I don't know.
Very good.
Thank you. I like it. It's nice to not have to do my hair. Well, today I did, like I said, I fixed a few things, but most days I just shower and go.
Right.
And can I do a plug for a little bit of makeup?
Sure.
I'm wearing, I bought this makeup last year. It's my favorite makeup ever that I've ever worn. And it's called Saint. And my palettes are all dirty. And I bought mine through Jamie Black, who is one of the sisters on Cozy Up Knits. Yeah. And she has Glam Glow with Jamie on Instagram. So she sells Saint, and you might find people now, it's kind of spreading and there are more people that sell it, but it is a cream-based makeup. And I'm just going to quickly show you, you get a palette. Well, you can get a palette, but they're magnetic. They click in and you get like a main color, a highlight, a contrast. And then they also have, like I've got a lot of the lip and cheek colors. So the lip and cheek colors you can wear on your lips and also put a little on your cheeks. And they have eyeshadows. Here's some of my favorites. So it's just I really like it. And I just put it on lightly. Like you can still see some of my sunspots. I don't go for crazy solid coverage, but it just helps even my skin tone. And yeah, so little plug for Saint Makeup. And I'll put a link below to Jamie's Instagram account and her shop if you're interested. So
very good.
Yeah, I made an effort today.
Okay. My hair is deep dried because I went out for lunch. It's deep dried and tied back.
Deep dried.
Deep dried and tied back.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I guess we should get to knitting, hey?
Probably. I'm kind of I don't have any more FOs. So do you want to do your FOs now? Because I want to see what you've made.
Well, you've got gnomes, but do you want me to do some?
Well, I've already shown most of my gnomes.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you've got at least one more, right? One more new one.
I'm not sure if this guy was shown or not, but yeah.
Okay, we can show him again. But okay, so we have the Musselburgh Mania hat make along that we've just extended. So
she's going to show you why we're doing the Musselburgh.
I showed you two of them on the last episode, which were done with, one was done with a gradient set. And what was the other one I did? Oh, and one was done with the Timber Yarns, the unicorn sock blossoms.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this one is, I'm extending it so you can see all the different colors. This was 3 different skeins of Koigu. So there was a light one and they were variegated, but I like how it kind of did a little bit of swirling. Mm-hmm. And then a medium variegated. And then I actually alternated them for a while to blend them in, and then the solid rosy pink.
Very cool.
So the cool thing about the Musselburgh is that you can do it all in one skein, one color. You could use scraps, but if you use different ones like I have, then when you put the hat together, it's just, you tuck the tube into itself. You have 2 different hats. So this one would have, if I fold it up with the brim, a little bit darker here, or you can wear it like a slouchy, or if you turn it the other way, I now have a different hat.
You know what? I think you like making these hats so you can see how they all knit up.
Yes, absolutely. I love knitting them because you do the increases and then you just go, right? So it's fantastic, and it's a 1 skein project. So this is an excellent way to bust those oddball 1 skeins in your stash. Or like I said, leftovers, if you have some leftovers that you want to coordinate or stripe or whatever you want. Cool. And then another idea, another option is I had a skein of this Lang Super Soxx. It's the Capital Cities line, and this particular color is Madrid. So it's kind of micro stripey if you look at the little picture of how it's going to knit up. Right?
Yeah.
And I actually so I bought this a while back, hadn't used it yet. And then I was at Heaven is Handmade a few months ago, and they had another skein of Madrid, which I knew I loved. And that's when I had started the Musselburghs. So I thought, I'm going to get another skein and do a Musselburgh. So check it out.
Oh my goodness, that looks cool.
Is this the most fun ever? I mean,
you know what?
So,
what if you were to, okay, so I know you finish it. I know you do it like from point to point. What if you were to turn it inside out?
Oh, like the
have the
garter side
stocking stitch on the other side.
You absolutely could do that and have the garter stitch on the other side. You
could knit it basically until you get to this much and then pull it through and then because
you do have to. Yeah, absolutely. So this is just, look at this with the slouch.
Dawn, I might be making you go get me some Madrid.
I love it. I love it. Local yarn stores that carry the Lang, and I think I got mine from Romney. I'm not 100% sure. So online, I done a big order with Romney a few months ago, and they have bazillions of different kinds of these commercial sock yarns. So you want to check for, there were other cities, but I just love these colors. It's like saltwater taffy.
It's beautiful.
So I love this one. This is a keeper. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all the other ones, but I'm keeping this one for me because it's just too pretty. So you got to make a Musselburgh or Musselburgh, and it's great gift knitting. Great gift knitting.
Very cool.
Any gender, like it's just very versatile. Yeah. I don't think I showed these last time because they weren't in my notes. I did a little pair of ankle socks. So this was the Timber Yarns Be a Freaking Unicorn 2022. And it is, I believe this was called Let Your Outer Unicorn Shine.
That is
and
crazy,
I did,
right?
yeah. I just did I didn't do any ribbing at the top. I just did the rolled cuff. And then I put like less than an inch of ribbed here just to hold it up. And heel. Yeah. I did the heel flap and gusset. And then my other sock is not 100% matchy because who cares on socks this fun.
That is so cool. Almost blinding though.
I did this one with these are so neon. These colors are exact. And I did this one with the stripes. The stripes go in the other direction. The rainbow goes in the other direction. That's
what I do. I knit one way and then knit the other, or I knit them together.
Yeah. That's fun. Mm-hmm. She may still have these in her shop. I'm not sure. You can check if you like these neon rainbow. I need a drink.
I know, right?
Do you have a mug today?
I don't. I'm watering.
Okay. Well, I got my mug that matches Lisa's mug. This was Remembrance's pottery mug. Well, I'm not drinking coffee. It's too hot. It's got a cold drink in it. But this is by Remembrance's pottery, and this is she did these a while back, and they're just beautiful. So I brought it today, Lisa. I thought maybe you'd have your mug. I should have mentioned it ahead of time.
I know. I can go get it.
We'll have to do a picture of the two of us with our mugs.
I know, right? Because I have to go through so much water because of my my cold.
Yeah. Okay, well, while we're talking FOs, I have 2 more pairs of socks, and I did so many because they're just short little ankle socks and they knit so fast. So a few weeks ago, Lisa Much, Northbound Knitting, had her one of her sock patterns was free, the dainty socks.
Yeah.
Did you do the first pair? I did 2 pair. I'll do more. So the first pair, this is a Legacy Fiber Arts colorway. I think it was called Christmas Morning.
Okay.
That was in, I bought their 4 Sundays Advent last Christmas. So you get a 50-gram skein with a mini. So I used the mini and did the cuff. Look at this adorable little picot edge.
It's cute, eh?
Yeah, it's got the fold over. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very it's not difficult. Like it's her instructions. I mean, you don't even have to you could do it where you just sew it after, but you do it, you just knit as you're knitting, like you finish the cuff. And then I did the heel flap and gusset in her pattern. I did this just to the pattern, exactly to pattern, other than I used a different color for the cuff. But it's just a plain stocking stitch heel. So I did that, and it's a little bit of a different heel because it's the bottom is quite square. You can see.
Okay.
It's neat. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll give that a try.
I kind of like that.
So, yeah. So, oops, it's upside down. So that pair, and look how beautiful their dyeing is. It's very consistent.
It is actually. That's nice.
Isn't it? Like both socks are identical in terms of like, you don't have like heavy speckling at one end and light on the other. Very good job dyeing, Legacy Fiber Arts. And these are just beautiful. There's like pinky corals. And so I thought they kind of looked like summery. It reminded me of the garden.
They remind me of crushed berries.
Yeah. So yeah, so I love those. And then I love them so much. I made another pair. So this pair, I did the whole
those are cute
cuff in a contrast. So this yarn is Hue Loco Chickadee, or Little Chickadee. 1 second. Chickadee.
Okay.
And then it's got these little flashes of a peachy pink. And I had leftover, or was it a mini skein? Might have been a mini skein. It's Leo and Roxy. I think it's Geek in the Pink. And it just goes wonderfully.
It's pretty. It's beautiful.
Color. Yeah. So I did this one. I did do the ribbed heel flap.
Okay.
So I did a little pair of those. So much fun.
Nice.
Yeah. Whip. That's 3. No, that's FOs. Unicorn socks, dainty socks. Okay. You talk about your gnome.
I'm not sure because we did it early April, didn't we?
It was April 15th was our last episode.
Oh, so I wasn't done him, but I was probably working on him. This little bird. So yeah.
I love it.
This is my latest. I actually do. He's kind of my favorite. He's got my favorite colors. And I even made him a little flower. See,
I love
like
it.
A little eye cord. And I made a little loop on his hat. I just think he's so cute with his little beard. But yeah, so I did him. He is with Patton's Croy in the, of course, the marled, the red, gray little mitts. Oh no, those are marled, and the natural. He's a little guy compared to my worsted guys. So yeah. I did make his hat a little longer than it called for. So his body's a bit wider than it called for. So,
oh, hey, he's adorable. I love the little loop on the hat.
It reminds me of one of those things they used to have to put candles out. You know, the metal things you put on? Yeah. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you finish? You have whip sweaters, right? You haven't finished?
You
finished the one you're wearing.
I finished that a long time ago.
Okay.
I'm doing the sock sleeves by Stephanie
Lotvin.
And I started that when we got because I wanted to do the zoomers for the sleeves. And I am actually just like that much too short to start the sleeves, like the front and the back. So there's that one. But yeah, so I haven't I can honestly say I haven't been knitting much because we've been pretty busy here. But
yeah.
I
have my sweater. Should I get it?
Yeah.
It's just so hot. I didn't wear it, but I'll get a picture. I'll get a picture of me wearing it.
We just got our air conditioner replaced.
Well, I mean, it's cool. I cooled the house off today, but
yeah.
Okay. I gotta be able to see what I'm doing here. So this is my Jen Steingass sweater. It's the Goldwing sweater.
It's beautiful. I love that you used gold for the Goldwing.
Yeah. And especially because gold isn't usually my wheelhouse. This is pretty accurate, the color. Like in some of my photos, it looked much more orange or much brighter, but this is pretty accurate. Yeah. So Goldwing by Jen Steingass. This is Straw into Gold by Leo and Roxy. And the bottom is Bobby Blue, and that's accurate. Bobby Blue in Malabrigo Rios. So I'm just going to bring the two a little closer so you can see. I've got some weird lighting in here today, but right there.
I think it looks beautiful.
I love it. And I did ribbing on the bottom. I did a twisted rib on the bottom. I did not do a split hem. I did do 2 pearl stitches.
Oh, nice.
Down the side.
Okay.
So I haven't like pressed this out, but I did 2 just to give it a little bit more noticeable definition.
I don't think you need to press it out, because when you don't press it out, it kind of automatically looks like a seam.
Yeah. Well, I haven't pressed out. I want to tell you the story about what I did with this.
Yes, you need to tell that story.
But then this is the cuff.
That's beautiful.
I love the cuff. Like I just love it. I love it. I love this sweater. It's amazing. Okay, so my sweater saga. So I finished it a while back, and then about 2 weeks ago, before Lisa got COVID, we were planning to record, and so I finally finished putting in all the ends, and then last week I decided to wash and block it just to be able to even out the color work. So this is super wash yarn, and you've probably heard, and if you haven't, then do take heed that superwash yarn generally will grow when it's wet. And I know that. I've done a hat that really stretched out. So I gently soaked this thing. I gave it a bath, and I was really careful not to, like, because of the weight, it's worsted weight. It's got double stranding for, like, you know, almost a half the sweater. When I lifted it out of the water, it was heavy. And I had to kind of, you know, get it wrapped in a towel. This thing hung like down my thigh. Like it grew that much. And like right now, it would be just the perfect length on me, just to the bottom of my hip, right? So it grew, and the arms were like, like this. So, you know, does anyone know an orangutan that wants a sweater? So I rolled it in a towel and squeezed water out. I did it a second towel and got as much water out as I could. Kind of let it sit for a bit. And then I thought, okay, put it in the dryer, because I've done that with smaller items before, right, Lisa? So I did put it in the dryer. Like I did 6 minutes on low on my dryer. And I did that numerous times until the water was starting to come out of it, and it was still a bit loose. Then the final couple, I did do a few on medium, bumped the heat up a little bit to speed it up. And then the last 2 cycles, I did 5 minutes on, maybe it was just medium, or did I do it on high? Now I can't remember. I would advise not doing it on high. So regardless, it eventually did come out. And it came out, let me show you the inside. Well, I don't know if you, oh no, the inside actually looks a lot better. It came out like a giant fuzzy peach. It just from the tumbling in the dryer, there was so much fuzz. So you can still see there's some, you can see it looks like it has a halo. There are some pills. I have been going at this thing with my gleaner quite a bit. This is what's come off of it so far. I could use this for stuffing in a gnome, right? Like save your gleanings. So, oh my goodness, there was so much. So I finally got it. I thought I have to get this thing looking good for the podcast. So the front, I was giving the most attention to, but I did do some on the back. But oh, it's backy shape, and I love it. And it's so soft and cozy. And I just want cold weather so I can wear it now.
Don't say that too loud.
I know. I am looking forward to a cool evening or something. I could wear it in the house if I keep the air conditioning cranked up. But I love it. I love it. So I know that there are other women like me who are larger sizes and concerned about knitting a sweater and the cost and the time commitment and having it not fit. So all I can say is I've done a couple now, reputable pattern designers, like experienced pattern designers. I did gauge swatch, and I trusted the pattern, and I went with my, bust size, the recommended ease over my bust size. And I have had luck so far with every sweater I've knit. It's been perfect.
If you are extremely concerned about size, you have to do a big gauge swatch.
Yeah. And a proper, not 1 inch, like a proper gauge swatch, and wash it to see what it does. Although with a smaller swatch, you don't get, if you're using superwash worsted, it's not going to grow as much as your sweater will. But
the other thing too is while you're doing a sweater is check your gauge along the way.
Yeah.
Especially if like you did, if you go from color work to plain.
Yeah. And I did, like if you look inside, I did my color work fairly loose, like not intentionally loosely, but I was very aware of it as I was knitting it. So my floats are all good. The other thing I did is, and I saw this on Arna and Carlos. So they don't like block out garments like we do, but they also don't usually knit with, they just knit with wool. Like, yeah, they knit with pure wool, a lot of it. So this is pure wool. So what I did is I pressed it. So they had done a show about that where they use a wet cloth, and I have like it's actually a tea towel, but it's kind of thin. It's almost like flour sack. So I actually dampened that, and then I'll spritz the garment, and I just press. You never iron back and forth. Just press, heat press, just to flatten that out. So that's what I did on the front, and it looks amazing. But even after the tumbling, like the back looks pretty good.
It looks beautiful.
Oh, I'm so glad it kind of like shriveled back into the proper size because it was crazy. Oh man. So that's all I have to say about that. Just knit a sweater and don't be afraid of color work. I mean, give it a go. If you want, do a little swatch and see. But Jen Steingass has so many beautifully designed color work yoke sweaters.
A lot of hers are size inclusive as well.
Yeah, she has a good range of sizes. Yeah,
that's really important to mention.
Yeah. What whips do you have going?
I just have the one I just showed you, and I have this monstrosity, which you can't take anywhere because it's so big. I finally got my act together, and I'm doing a second Sugarcoated.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long cardigan with a hood, and it doesn't do up, but I mean, this is the size of it.
That's
so
beautiful.
Carried anywhere. I'm doing the sleeves. I'm on the sleeves now. So there's the hood. I love the detail around, like you do a seed stitch, a garter stitch, and then you do the I-cord edge. Doesn't that look great?
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So I'm really happy. I have the body all done, including the ribbing at the bottom. And nice ribbing. But it's just the sleeves. I'm stuck on Sleeves Island, but I have decided that if I ever knit this again, which I probably won't, twice is enough, I'm going to knit to here, and then I'm going to do the sleeves. And then I'll finish knitting because it's a lot. Like it's a lot to flip around, flip around.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I did one sleeve at a time, I could let it twist on my lap and then untwist it. But because I'm a two sleever, because I don't like, So, but that's
and the reason Lisa's knitting a second one is because the first one was absconded by a friend who was always cold, and she's knit worthy. So yeah,
Lisa totally knit worthy, and she loves it. She still jokingly calls me every once in a while saying, "I got your sweater on." So, What else?
Okay, well, I have another top. I won't call it a sweater because it's a short sleeve, like a t-shirt, short sleeve top, summer top. So I am knitting Alive and Kicking by Melanie Berg.
Okay.
And I'm at the point where I think I can divide for the sleeves.
Oh, that's beautiful, Dawn.
So
it's a little closer
isn't it
so
nice?
I can see the design.
1 second, I can't see what I'm doing. There, it's lace work.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, really pretty. And it's really fine gauge. And it's the yarn is, I'm using Leo and Roxy, and it's their new silk linen base. So it's 65% silk and 35% linen. And there's 490 yards, 115 grams. So it's got good yardage per skein. And this was an indulgence with the linen and the silk. And it's beautiful, just beautiful. So I would say it's fingering, maybe light fingering. My gauge was I did do a gauge swatch because I wanted to make sure that I liked the fabric.
Yep.
And also I knew it was a bit of a lighter fingering. So I did a gauge swatch. The pattern called for 26 stitches on 4 inches, and I had 28 and a half. So I actually did math, like knitting math, and I had the friends verify it. And the pattern had like ease. So over the whole sweater and the number of stitches and inches in my size, it should come out to about 1.5 inches smaller, but there's like 4 inches of ease. So I was really not concerned about that. Plus I figured, with my knitting being a little bit loose, it might loosen up. Like I haven't checked gauge again. It looks similar to my swatch, but
normally when it's linen and silk, wouldn't you want somewhat of a drape? Wouldn't that be why it's a light fingering? Because if it'll give you a drape.
Absolutely. And like this will have wow, right?
Yeah.
And it's not going to stretch out the way a superwash merino would, being linen and silk. So Leo and Roxy, they brought out 4 colorways in this for their anniversary. I hope it's not a one time. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do more colors. I mean, it's definitely a summery yarn.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So I love this little t-shirt pattern. Like, yeah, very happy with how that's going. Yeah. And again, the fit seems like it's going to be great. So I'm not too worried about that either. Yeah. And it's, you know, it's, the lace was not difficult. It's a 8-stitch repeat or something. I can't remember, but it's really easy to, like, I could knit it while having a conversation actually, which is unusual for lace. So
yeah.
But we went to the knitting loft 2 weeks ago. I went, and some friends from Sarnia and London and Stratford, and we went there because my good friend Shirley from my hometown happened to be in Toronto and let us know that she was going to be there. So we decided to do a day trip, and we met her at the knitting loft, did some shopping, had some lunch, went back, did more shopping, and it was a fantastic time. So the store is wonderful. There are so many yarns that I've never seen in person, like that aren't carried.
To be honest, I think I would find it overwhelming. I find all the yarns on their website, I'm gobsmacked. Do you know what I mean?
It was beautiful. The store is very well laid out.
Okay.
And we took our time. So we weren't, in and out in an hour. Like, we took our time, and I, made sure I looked at things I touched and made notes and took pictures of things I liked. And there are even a couple of no's that yarns I'd heard about that once I felt them, it's like, yeah, that's too woolly for me, but it was really a good trip. So I did buy, actually, most of what I bought were single skeins. I won't show them all here, but they have their own brand. So they've got some branded yarn, and in a couple of different bases. And I bought a few skeins of that. I bought some plucky, because we don't usually see plucky knitter yarns in a store. So yeah, I just bought some single skeins of things. And then one new acquisition I did want to mention, because it's beautiful. So Legacy Fiber Arts, the dyers of, most people have heard the brand if you don't know of them. But that's the little socks I made with, it was a Christmas colorway. They are putting out these special gift boxes. They're called Precious Parcels. Okay. For different occasions. Okay. So they had a Mother's Day one, and then they had a summer solstice box, and they showed what was going to be in it, and they showed the yarn. And this is the yarn. I ordered it, obviously. This is the yarn, and that is bang on the colors, 100%. It's so beautiful, so summery. Like, look at these purples, and there's some blue. Oh,
what's the content?
I ordered it on, I can't remember if I had a choice of base, but this is their steel toes base, which is 75-25.
Okay, good.
Yeah, beautiful. So these will be socks. I don't know what pattern yet, but there was more than yarn. So there was yarn. They did some stitch markers from this company, which is pretty. Forest Farm. Yeah, so you got stitch markers, a tea, a candle, Freedom Creators.
Very good.
This is a orange vanilla, and it's got like little pieces of dried orange. It's so good. It smells so good. And it's like, now it's beeswax, coconut oil, and essential oils. So it's not paraffin. Tuft Woolens hand bar. Really,
sorry.
That's okay. It's a really subtle fragrance. It's white tea and mandarin. So it's a hand and body bar, and this adorable little rope.
Oh, bowl. That's cute.
Yeah, you can put your little things in there. And then there were some just neat little stickers. And a postcard, like an actual postcard.
Oh, that's pretty. So, I like the vintage look.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah. So this was the summer solstice, which is sold out, but they will be doing more of these precious parcels. And if you don't want to just acquire a whole bunch of yarn, but you want some things for yourself. Yeah, I don't know why, but
What are you talking about?
Oh, you know what? I mentioned the gleaner. If anyone doesn't know about that, it's a tool. It's called the gleaner, EENER, and it's got the lint brush, but it also has a couple of different attachments for depending on what the fabric is made of, to get those pills off your knitting. And it's fantastic. I ordered the travel size one because the head is about the same size as the other one with the handle. And I thought, I don't need, if I want to travel, at least I have something portable. So,
I'm more comfortable holding it like that than the handle.
Yeah, you get more control. And I was very careful to, like, you know, hold down.
On that, I have a couple of like commercially made cashmere sweaters. And it works really well on that too. Yeah, it's fantastic. So I just a plug for that, because can you imagine what my sweater would have looked like if all this was still on it? And I still have to do a bit more. It's not done yet. There's still some improvement. This is crazy. Oh man.
Okay. I think that's all, Lisa.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
Oh, you know what? I should mention, we did go to, well, I went with other people. Lisa was too far away, but I went to Full Moon Fibers, had a pop-up at Little Red Mitten.
Oh, nice. Did you get the slubby?
Sorry?
Did you get the slubby one?
I did. And I'm not wild about the slub yarn. I don't know why. Just the little bit, like I want to go over them with my gleaner when you see the little bits, right? So I haven't been wild about the slubby. However, Noelle has knit, she did a sample for Little Red Mitten of Tassels in the Sky. Oh yeah, which is a triangular shaped shawl. Yeah. And it's held, slub held double with mohair on a larger needle, and it's got tassels on the 3 points. That would be a really pretty texture. It is, and it's because it's such a big gauge, it's really neat. And so I'm jumping on that bandwagon. So I bought these two. So first I bought this one, which is called Let It Glow. And it's, you can see, mauvey, orangey, very pretty, really different. And then I got, there wasn't one that I liked that coordinated with this in mohair. So I got a Leo and Roxy mohair. Well, that looks perfect. Yeah, called Cedar Rose. So it's going to be very pinky rose. And because I couldn't make up my mind, I also got, there was a black. So I thought, well, more for wintry, right? Pretty. So this is New Moon color. And I got their Surrey alpaca and silk mohair in Moon Vista. Sensational. Yeah. So the mohair is called Moon Vista, the colorway. And yeah, it's going to be the plum with the black, I think will be a really neat effect. So I picked those up. Other than that, you and I both ordered from the Knitting Loft, and our parcels are in, but we don't have them for today. They had a big clearance sale on certain things, and we found a few things to give Forever Homes to. Yeah, exactly. I think that is all we have for today. Yeah. And
I promise I will do more for next time. I'll go shopping.
There are no rules here.
No. You know what? It's hard because when we do it, sometimes I look at it and I'm like, what have I done with my time? Oh yeah, I was sick for a while and I've been doing stuff around the house. But yeah, it's hard because I want to knit. So I'm going to commit to finish one of my sweaters.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to see one done.
My commitment.
I've got some cast-ons in mind. So next time I'll have some whips.
What are you casting on?
I'm thinking of that new Easy V sweater by Caitlin Hunter.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
I'm following the hashtag so I can see all the different versions, and yeah, I'm just so tempted. And then there's another one, I'll find the name right now, because there's another one that's been on my radar for a while. And it's not a new pattern. I think it's been out for a bit. I'll just check the publication date. Oh yeah, it's been around since 2016. So it's called Derico, Derecho by Allison Green. Coincidentally, that Dericho word is the new weather term that was coined after those big storms we had a month ago in Ontario. But this pattern's been out for a while. And she used Remix Light. So I bought a sweater quantity of Barocco Remix Light.
What's in the remix?
And I also...
What's in the remix?
I'll tell you. It is 30% nylon, 27% cotton, 24% acrylic, 10% silk, 9% linen flax. It's a combination. I think it's a yarn that's got some recycled fiber in it.
Cool.
Yeah. But I also have roslyn, Cascade roslyn, which is also DK and very similar looking. So, and I want to do it in, I think I'll do it in a gray, because I think I have one quantity of Remix Light in gray, but I've got roslyn in a dark gray as well.
Okay, cool.
So it's a short sleeve. I can just show a picture here. It's a short sleeve. I mean, it's a DK weight, but the fiber's not super
heavy,
woolly or heavy. So here's, oh, it disappeared on me. There's what it looks like.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Pretty with just the pearls through it.
Well, and you can't really tell in this yarn, but there are some eyelets as well.
Okay.
So in some of the projects, you can see them better. And I don't know if I'll do the eyelets or just the pearl rows.
I like just the pearl rows. Sometimes when you get too much, you get too much, right?
Well, yeah. And I'd have to, depending on my gauge, I don't want it to be too holy, you know? Yeah, that kind of holy, not halo holy.
Yeah.
Not this holy.
No.
Holy. So those are the two that I'm thinking, and I am thinking of casting them on soon, because I don't have to be in a hurry to finish those two. Well, I have the short sleeve one first maybe, but they would be great knitting for our upcoming vacation, because we have a lot of driving.
You know, I was thinking about your driving. What you should do is you should get all your sweaters to here.
Yeah.
And then just do the sleeves and just go. That's one thing I would maybe think about.
Yeah.
I body on hold, do the sleeve, especially the short sleeve, and then all you have to do is the body, and then you have something to wear. And same with the other one. Yeah.
And I also have a project. I have two projects to do to knit before we arrive, because they're a gift for someone I will be seeing while I'm there. So yeah. So I've got a little bit of homework.
Another Musselburgh? Musselburgh? No.
Well, I could, that would be a good one to cast on as well. So,
well, I think I would like to do that one, but I'd like to reverse it. Do the
garter side.
Yeah, like the bump side.
It would look neat. Yeah. You know, a bunch of people commented on the Ravelry comments about how good a Musselburgh would look in the ginger snap candy maple, and it would. This is just such a great color.
Great color. Yeah.
I'd like a sweater in this. Oh. And I don't even go to golds normally, but
right?
Yeah,
you don't normally.
No.
Right. Well, we can sit here and talk all day.
Yeah. Okay. We should let these people go.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to comment and use the word baby.
And you'll have a chance to win these baby sock blockers, which you can purchase from Timber Yarns. And we will be drawing for these using the random comment picker when we record our next episode, hopefully in July.
No, it's definitely in July. I'm on the mend.
Okay.
I'm sure I can find a small area in this construction zone. It'll be all good.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Make time to make something.
And happy knitting. Take care.